Okay, so and finally, I promise to share my best tips and tricks for how to draft patent applications for AI inventions. So the first tip is certainly make it sound as technical as possible. And by that, I don't mean try to disguise something technical, something non-technical as technical. That really isn't my point. Back in the days, people tried to kind of trick patent examiners by putting non-technical stuff into a pseudo-technical wording, talking about modules, components, things like that. That no longer works. Instead, you should always try to focus on the real technical advantages of the invention and figure out what are really the technical benefits of the innovation and highlight these throughout the patent application as prominently as possible with as many examples and meat to the bone as possible. Keep in mind that in terms of AI, beneficial mathematical properties per se do not help. My second tip is even if the invention is in core AI, meaning it is independent of any particular use case, you should include as many technical application scenarios and use cases as possible. The more the better, because your patent attorney will need them probably based on the current standard as fallback positions. At some point in time, you might have the choice between getting your application reviewed or narrowing down the scope of the claims to certain technical applications of the inventive AI, and which might be better than nothing. You can decide when it comes to that, but you have to have the technical use cases in the application as filed. So better yet, you should not only list any and all conceivable technical applications of the AI, but ideally you would also include higher abstraction layers on top, meaning you define common umbrella terms that summarize common technical characteristics of certain specific use cases so that we have a controlled abstraction hierarchy we can walk down during the patent examination process. The second dimension is, of course, the technical implementation details. So here my tip is include as many details as possible about the real technical implementation or possible technical implementation variations, and again explain why they are technically beneficial.